In the last session, we started discussing about the run control parameters on the run control page. Here we are. But here we observed one thing. Whenever we try to select the parameter and click on run, the run control record is updating. Now our target is, from the run control record, I would like to pass the data to my application engine. Why? Because we designed one application engine where we written the logic to fetch the data from the savings plan table, and as of now we are passing the static value. Here is the one. This is the project in this application engine program. So far we delivered a people code. In the people code, at the last, you see we are passing a plan type value static. Now I would like to pass that particular information whatever user selected. Now how can I pass? Why? Because if you see this table, okay, where is the table? GERC save data. Here is the user selected data. PS GERC savings data. Here user selected two rows, sorry, two run control parameters, two different plan types. Now into this SQL I would like to pass the run control parameter. Then I will write a do select. Why? Because why don't we write SQL action? Why? Because if you refresh it, SQL will fire after the people code. That is why write the do select. Do select will fire before the people code action. Very simple statement. Select plan type from PS underscore GE underscore RC underscore savings data. Is this SQL is enough? Or we have to add anything to the SQL? Is this SQL is enough? Anyone, can you answer this question?
No.
Then why?
Because here we are getting everything, no?
Everything in the sense?
Because here we don't have anything like particular run control ID and particular user, because actually it's correct, no?
Then what should we add here?
We have to put the where operator ID equal to percentage operator ID and run control ID equal to percentage run control ID.
Yes. Why? Because if we are running the SQL, we will get both rows. Percentile operator ID and run control ID equals to percentile run control. That's it. This is the SQL. Okay, this SQL is generating the data. Sorry, it's getting the data. It's fetching the data. Fine. How can I pass this selected information to the SQL code? Okay, in this do select, I selected the information. Then I would like to pass that information to the people code. Then how can I? Can you guide me?
Where there in the people code you have to give that where the hard-coded value 40 is there we have to give that value.
How can I? That's my point.
We had to give the like ampersand.
Here itself in the ampersand.
Yeah.
Ampersand. What is ampersand?
We are getting the data from the run control table. That's correct.
Okay, I am also accepting the run control data you are getting from doSelect.
Yes.
Here you are selecting the data. Simply you are selecting the data. Then how do you pass the selected information into people code? That's my point. DoSelect is a different action, people code is a different action.
Do you need like a global variable in the DoSelect where you can put the select statement?
Can we declare variables in the DoSelect? It's just a SQL editor, right?
Oh.
It's not a people code editor.
Maybe we can put a table name dot field name.
Where? Here. State record. We will use the state record to pass the value. State record. Now, what is the state record? How do you create a state record? Now I am creating a state record. Tell me what are all the things I have to follow? What are all the attributes I have to fill for the state record?
You need whatever you got from that select statement. Like
what is first?
We need the process instance in the state record.
The first field we have to include process instance.
That is a key field.
Okay. Next.
And one more is run control ID.
Is it required? Is it required?
I don't think so, because in the select query you have used run control ID and got the plan type.
Absolutely, you're right. Then what next?
I think we need the plan type. We need the plan type.
Because we are selecting the plan type, right?
Yes.
Okay, next.
Operator ID?
Why?
Operator
ID.
Okay, it's not required. Operator.
Even though you're right, I'm asking why operator ID?
Oh, because the state, if two people run the application engine, the state record will have entries. It can differentiate based on the operator ID.
Then what DoSelect is doing?
Can you repeat?
Then what DoSelect is doing?
DoSelect is giving you the plan type for that particular operator. But then the state record, when it is saved in the database, and multiple people are, if they are running the same application engine, how will it know which plan type to return
this one,
to the engine?
What this is doing?
The process instance.
You are running, one new process instance will create. If I am running, one more process instance will create. If Subhash is running, one more process instance will create.
Because we have to match the operator
ID. In the DoSelect, you are filtering your data based on the operator ID. No need to give any operator ID in the state record. Your state record fields are done. We are done. Okay, what is the next step? No other fields are required. What is the next step?
We have to put we have to build the record. Build the means like we have to save the record name.
First of all, which record type is okay for us? How many record types we can use it as a state record?
We can use any like a SQL table, or maybe we can use like the temp table, or maybe you can use derived work. Most of the time we are using the derived work records.
Can we use temp table?
No, we can't use the temp tables.
Then what are the acceptable record types to give it as a state record?
Like a SQL record.
Only one?
Two we can give, derived work record and a SQL also.
Can't we use SQL view as a state record?
No.
Why?
Because in the SQL, it is not storing. Okay, we can get the SQL view.
Even in the derived record also we are not storing.
Yeah, derived we are not storing, but the view, I never saw anyone is using the view. Why? I don't know exactly.
That is the answer, sir. That is the answer. Why? Because why? If anybody is asking, yes, they have a right to ask you a question. Why? SQL view is a pre-populated structure based on a statement, right? But
Yes.
here we are trying to pass the values based on our selections. That's why view is not a proper view, is not a suitable one here. That's why PeopleSoft is not entertaining any other table types except SQL table or derived record. Okay. Temp table is purely designed for application engine parallel processing, not for our regular practice. Derived work record. Okay, next. We added, process test, we added our own field, plan type. That means as per our selection. Next, we decided the record type. Next, what we have to do?
We have to put the key field on the process instance, no?
Yes, I did it.
Oh, yeah.
Next.
Then save that. Did you save the record?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Tell me the name of the record. Suggest one name.
Generally, we had to put that state records. We had to.
Okay, GEE underscore EMP. Okay, next. What is the extension for the state record? What is the extension for the state record? Underscore AET.
Okay.
If you forgot, just keep in mind application engine table. That's it.
Okay.
Application engine table. Just try to remember in that way. If you are not giving underscore AET, system won't understood it's a state record. It is mandatory.
Because, yeah, you showed us actually like last time. If it is not,
Yeah,
it's not showing up.
Yeah.
Like in the properties.
Okay, we added the state record. We created the state record properly here. Now, in this application engine, the state record we are adding here, GEE underscore EMP underscore AET. Oh,
Get list. Okay.
GEE underscore EMP underscore AET. Okay, I added. Are we done with this?
No, I think so.
Why? We created the state record as per our assumption. We added it. Next.
Maybe we had to check in the properties. No, like we had to, like in the state record, maybe default state. Yeah, because one is a default. Maybe you have to check in the advanced. I think that's correct.
Okay, in the advanced.
Disable restart or whatever the.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
batch.
asking a question, Srini sir. Here I'm selecting plan type. Based on our discussion, I created a state record. I added the state record to the application engine. Then, is it passing the values in between the actions?
No. Since the state record is in the database, can people could directly access that state record?
Is your state record is in database?
Yeah.
Database object?
It's like a SQL table.
Is it SQL table?
No.
But you can make it as SQL table, right?
Then I don't want to make it an SQL table then.
Okay.
Whenever you created a state record, either it is a SQL table or derived record, you have to add a statement here, percentile.
Yeah.
Why? Because whenever you are selecting a value here, you are selecting a value from some other table other than the state record.
Yeah.
Either it may be run control table or any other table. You are selecting some value. That means your select statement will run and try to fetch some data. You would like to pass this data via state record by using a state record. What are all the values you are fetching? Okay, then fine. I will pass it to the state record. The percentile select, what it will do, it will try to fetch all the selected values and it will store it in a state record. Venkat, it is selecting 100 rows, my select statement. Doesn't matter. State record, fetch first row and process the people code. Next, it will go to the do select, fetch the second row, process the people code, third row, people code, fourth row, people code. That means it will create a loop. Do select itself, it's a loop. Okay. Venkat, we selected here. Now, what we do? Very done. Very simple. We are done. Here, in the place of static passage, here I am giving a bind. In the bind, I am giving my state record value. Only the state record reference people code, application engine people code will accept only the state record reference. Direct reference, no other table. Just keep in mind. Either it's a run control record or it's a staging record or it's a database record. Application engine people code won't accept the direct reference of any record other than the state record like this. Now we pass it the value. Venkat, I would like to know which value we are passing. Yes, in the application engine, you would like to know which value you are passing. Can we write a win message in App Engine? No. I said no. Why? Win message is a think time function. Just note it down. Name think time function. How many think time functions are there in people code? Just try to set some people books. Think time function. What is think time? Try to remember, whenever we written the win message, whenever we try to access the page, win message is giving us a privilege to think over it. It is giving a blank page. On the blank page, it is showing record field edit, okay, cancel. Think time, it is giving you some time to think about it. Think time function. How many think time functions are there? Note it down. Go to the people books and check it. Then Venkat, how can I debug my application engine? First option is message box. Best option also. Message box syntax. I think you already noted down. Plan type. Dot value. Now we are done. Now, if I am running my run control parameter to 41 is the plan type. Now I am running my program for the plan type 41. Process instance 81860. Now it's running. Where it is? Here. Now it should generate the data. It succeeded. Now you see 41 is the plan type, the data 41. Only 176 rows, 75 rows. Now I am generating, I am running. Okay, let's see where we can see this, our message box. Generally in this standard output file, it's not opening from here. I will go in my Windows folder. Here, the standard output file. Have you observed? Plan type 41, it is generating a message box for me. Now, simple, I will run for my different plant type. Like let us say I'm adding a new run control ID. Here I'm selecting a plant type. Okay, it's 44 I'm selecting. Run it. Have you remember? Okay, have you looked at it? It succeeded. Now it's generated the data. 1 KB file. There is no data on that plant type. There is no data on that plant type. You see the standard output file plant type is 44. Now my user is asking a question. Venkat, as of now, okay, it's generating the data as per my selection. Can we give multiple plant types at a time? Can we give multiple plant types at a time? I would like to select 40, 41, 42, 3 plant types, and I would like to run the program. All the 3 plant types information should generate within the outbound file. How can I do it?
Maybe they have to put the from and to, something like that one, or plant type from, plant type
From to, it's not a date, right?
Multi-select.
Can
you do like a list box with multi-select?
Can you guide me how to do that?
So this is the prompt table here. I don't know how you multi-select in the prompt table.
Try, think about it. I would like to select multiple rows, right?
Yeah.
Scroll or grid, ma'am? Scroll or grid?
Okay.
In this page, as of now, we are on the level 0. Then what I will do, I will create a grid or scroll. Okay, like this. Got my point? Grid, plant type. Now, whenever I selected this plant type, I would like to see some description. Then what should I do? Now, it's giving me a privilege. Let's try to add a new value. It is giving me a privilege. Now, I can select 40, 41 or something like this. Now tell me, how can I give a description for my user? Why? Because he's confused. Whenever he is selecting, it is showing a clear description. But whenever I coming back to the page, it is not showing the clear description. Can I show a description with respect to this plant type here? How can I?
Yeah, you can do the display control, no? That's correct.
Tell me how to do it.
You can go to the properties.
Which properties?
The field properties.
Grid properties or plant type properties?
Plant type properties, I think.
Okay.
You can add one more. There you can have the under the use, I think. Go to the use tab. Here you have the related control field, something like that. I can do it. You can put the one more field, then and then you can
tell
put the
me
related.
What should I do here?
Click the related field.
Why related field?
No, plant type should be control field.
What control field? Display control field?
Display control field.
Why?
Because based on this plant type, you want to display the related field.
Okay. Next, what should I do?
Now here you need to add a description field which is related to plant type.
How should I?
Or should you create a new record with plant time and description and add it in the grid?
Why should I do that? Is there any necessity to do that?
No.
How do I? Yes, you both are right. This is display control field. How should I place a related field?
In the grid.
In the grid. Can't we place a related field in the grid? How do we place a related field on the page? Tell me. How do we see the relationship between the... go ahead.
You had two fields on the page and you made one field like a plant type, you did display control field. And the second field in the properties, we did it as a...
In this grid, there is no second field available as of now. Then, what should you do? Can't we
maybe make
relationship?
Make a grid as a grid itself as a...
no, ma'am. Insert edit box. In that edit box, what is the record name we should use? How can I decide which record name I should use here?
The AET?
AET?
No, because there is no data in the AET, no? Because once you run, that data is going to the AET record, because here there is no...
No, what I'm saying, I'm selecting a plant type here. Based on the plant type, I would like to display the description. Where should I get the description?
In the
from the where the plant type is in the which table it is.
Which table it is?
The same table it is. I don't remember. The same table as description.
In the extra table, no? That's correct.
Okay. Any other table?
Like in the
benefit. Okay. Plant type view. This record we can use. Why? Because they already built a view by joining widget plan and accelerate item. Okay. If you run this view in the backend, Ben plan type view. Select R from PS Ben plan type view. You see 40 description, not description. Getting your point, right? Are you getting your point here?
When did this view get created?
I have not created. People have delivered it's created. When
we have not created, but when does it get populated? When does it
populated means based on the statement.
Oh.
Okay. Otherwise, if you would like to create a new view, you can use it. You can create a new view. Okay, first try to do this one. Then plan type view. From this, what we are expecting? Description. What type of field it is? Related field. Okay. For this grid, I am populating unlimited rows. That means all the rows at a time. Now test it. Is it generating the data properly? Generating, right? Next. What is this? Error.
operator is required.
Have you observed we have not received this error earlier, right?
Yeah.
Is it related to session or like the person who was using on the page is?
Where we received the error? We received the error on the page, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Giving us the directions like your run control table operator ID is missing. Why?
Because I know what is the reason. We did the wrong. We did the wrong in the run control. I think something.
Okay.
We had
We'll do
to.
one thing. We will create a new run control ID. Okay. Okay. Next, I am selecting a plan type. Why?
From the knowledge, because actually we did the wrong code. I think we had to go and change the code. I think.
Where we written the code?
In the SQL, like in the.
In App Engine SQL?
Yeah.
1 second, boss. Have you touched the App Engine so far? Whenever you clicked on the run, whenever you clicked on OK, then only your App Engine will trigger. We are on the run control page. We are receiving error on the run control page.
Okay. Okay.
Then
the run control.
The issue might be there in the run control page. Got my point? What is the issue?
Maybe could you go to the run control record?
Okay, this is the run control page. This is the run control record.
Okay, go to the people code there. Percentage operator code there. Yeah, there is no people code in the run control record.
Earlier there is no people code required. Why now the people code is required?
Maybe we have more than one value.
What is more than one value?
Because previously we are getting only one value to in the drop down. That's correct. Then now we are passing more than one value.
In the past, you are saying only one value. Now it is saying more than one value. In the past, why it is not required people code? Now why it is required people code?
Maybe it is storing the one time it is 3 different records in the run control table, because previously only it is selecting
records.
Operator ID, run control ID, and the plan type.
Here earlier also we stored 3 different records.
No, I'm talking about while running the process, it is taking only one plan type. Now we have a same operator ID, same run control ID. We have 3 different plan types.
Okay. Earlier, how it's stored operator ID and run control ID into the run control table without having any people code. That's my point. Now it is asking why it is saying operator ID is missing. That's my point. You got my question?
Maybe the scroll level.
Can you explain elaborately?
If we go to the run control page, previously we have only the 0. Now we have maybe scroll level 1, I think. Could you
then what is the difference?
Operator ID in the scroll 0 level? That's correct.
Have you put operator ID manually in the level 0?
No. I'm talking about we are getting the different record now. We are getting the operator ID PRCS definition. That's correct. The operator ID in the PRCS definition. Where
you decided operator ID from the PRCS definition?
Could you go to the run control page?
Okay.
Go to the order tab. There you can see that PRCS run control is in the 0 level.
Okay.
Because previously, before we have the grid, everything is in the 0 level, like our plan type and
also, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now it is in the level 1. Then what might be the issue? How system is stopping you? What system is expecting? Tell me. You are on the right track now, Srini sir. Tell me, what system is expecting?
Is it parent-child relationship?
Mm-hmm.
So the child will have the operator ID. Like the grid is a child.
Okay, grid is a child. Okay.
Child of a subgrid.
Because as per my knowledge, always the 0 level and 1 level, we need the at least more than one key fields in the child level.
Okay. Can we use the same record in level 0 and level 1? Yes, we can use it. Am I right?
Yes.
Here, simple thing. Already you answered the question. Same operator ID, same run control ID, multiple plan types.
Yes.
You are expecting the things, right? In the way.
Yeah.
Then, where you are passing the operator ID and run control ID. Earlier in the level 0, it is passing from the level 0 functionality. Now, we have to add a simple people code in the operator ID, row init, operator ID dot value equals to percentile operator ID. Are we done? The same type of value in the run control ID, row init, percentile, run control ID. Is it accepting the percentage run control? What should we do here? Run control ID dot value equals to what we can give here? Okay, now if you saved it, how it will store the data? Just try to do one again. But then what should we do? There is a direct functionality percentile operator ID. Then for run control, what should we do?
We had to give the dot record name something, record name dot field name.
Okay, run control ID dot value equals to, then what record and what field name I have to give here?
The AET. No, I think we
Can
had
we
to
do this one? Process run control dot run control ID dot value.
Yeah.
Let's try it. Is it storing?
Oh. Because it's a different level.
Then what is the possible solution for this?
Maybe we had to add the field name in the zero, in the level 1.
Okay. Any other? In the level 1.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, come here. Where should I add?
In the plant type, like we had to. Oh no, it's not good. Actually,
Can't we add in level 0?
Already is there, no?
Where?
The process run control. In the PRC's run control SBP is there already. That's correct.
But we are not using the process run control is our such table. We are using our run control table is the such table. right?
Okay.
Now, do it like this. Try it. Run control ID. Make it as invisible.
Okay.
Now, try to do that. Still it is expecting. Your guess is right. It should be in the grid, but it should read only. Sorry, it's invisible.
Okay.
Why
Because
it is
user
giving
story.
error in the level 0? If I placed the run control ID in the level 0, why it is throwing error?
Already is there, no?
Hey, it is expecting multiple rows, right? You're
Yeah.
getting my point. Multiple rows.
Yes.
In level 0, you have only one row.
Mm-hmm.
But in the level 1, you are populating multiple rows.
Yes.
Highlighted fields are required. What are those?
Run control ID.
Still we are getting there. Then any other solution? Just think about it.
SQL exit.
What is SQL exit? Nothing.
Okay.
The one
Okay.
record. Okay, I'm not going to give you any solution here.
Okay.
Think about it and tell me. Why? Because even though we have not completed this stuff, we are done. That means we know now if you are successfully storing multiple plan types, your SQL will fetch multiple plan types and your process will run for 3 uh, steps. That means the 3 loop. Then it will generate the 3 plan type outbound file. Now think about it. How should we populate this kind of data? Just think about it. Okay, just think about it.
Okay.
We will discuss in the tomorrow session. Tomorrow we are going to close the application engine outbound. In the next session, we will jump onto the inbound.